Welcome back to Fallingfoxgaming, everybody. I'm your host Blaine, and today we're picking up with some more Kenshi. Fox waited outside the gates. Today is prayer day, and so he will be pleasant once more. He had an interesting conversation with them this time. Fox mentioned that they had captured a local bandit lord. Upon learning his name, the Holy Nation people were quite impressed that they managed to capture them, and suggested that rather than turn him over to any of the local scum, Fox should in fact return them to one of the Holy Nation cities to seek a righteous reward, as they called it. That is not actually a bad idea, Fox thought. The trip would be quite far, and dangerous, potentially, but he had also never gone to a Holy Nation city. Now that he had actually a reason to go up there, it might be worth the trek. It would also very much throw off the potential assaults that are waiting near the Shek kingdoms from the dust bandits that want their king back. Fox will have to ponder it for a little while. And ponder it he will. So, we have a little bit of interesting stuff going on our way. Now, I don't know why I'm selecting everybody. It should just be Fox. So I had a thought. We are not actually much farther in than we were when we left off. In fact, we are just finishing up with our buildings and whatnot, and our construction of our little crafting building here. But I had a thought. So with Prayer Day coming, it gave me an idea. The Dust King is wanted in all of the major cities. I think I'm going to return him to a Holy Nation city. For the sole purpose, it gives us a reason to actually go up there. I think the closest city is Stack, which is kind of this roundabout way that you can go up here, I think, because I actually went this way at one point in time. So I do know a way there, and I think I'm actually going to do that. Now, our normal gang obviously will not work for this. Dred, Shigar, and Yankee are all Shek, and therefore they cannot go, which kind of sucks. New could go, he's a Scorchlander. And potentially we could bring Oyer because, he comes with on a lot of things. And we could even bring Ryoko, because Ryoko is a human, I believe. I believe she's a Scorchlander. So we do have a group of people that can go. And I think that's what we're going to do. I originally was going to bring the Dust King all the way down to Squin. Now, everyone in this area, this region, the border zone, knows that I am friends with Squin. Our entire group are friends with the Hub and Squin. If we make our way that way, we are going to be noticed, we are going to be spotted, and potentially put in danger. Now, Fox is always one for avoiding unnecessary danger. And so he's going to prepare, and only telling a few people they're going to sneak off in the night. They're going to disappear before anyone else knows, before many of their own crew know. The moment we leave, F0X, Dred, Shigar, and Yankee will inform the entire crew that we have left. So that way we are not deceiving our own people, so to speak. But we are going to leave without informing them, so that way no loose lips cause any problems. It's not quite nightfall, but Fox, Ryoko, Oyer, and New prepare to head out. They signal Pins to open the gate, and they begin their journey to return the Dust King. We have a long trek ahead of us. Now, hopefully nothing goes wrong. It's about to be nightfall, our vision will be low, and that's how we like it. We're not going to camp, we're not going to stop, we're not going to slow down. We will head out, and we will reach our destination before long. We're going to avoid Hub this time. Normally we would go through there. Hub is our destination zone most of the time. We can't do that this time. It's not worth it. Before them is a path to Stack, the city of Holy Nation, where they planned on turning in the Dust King. A large gathering of dust bandits await on the main trail. Fox made a mistake thinking that his plans could go unattended. It seems as though there are enough dust bandits within the border zone that they pretty much surrounded Fox's encampment, his town. No path is cleared. In fact, this is probably the best of all the scenarios. He can at least see them. They made their camp visible. They made it well known that Fox was wanted. They want their king back. Fox ponders fighting this, taking it to the dust bandits once more, but he knows that's not wise. Discussing with New very quickly, they decide to take a side route. Path up into the mountains, a little more difficult to traverse up, but much safer. They will avoid the fight this time. Now, the one concern I have is I've never been up this way, and it looks like we're actually here. Ooh. Here we go. So what do we got? We have bone dogs and a whole bunch of them. My goodness. Okay, so pups. Oh, we might have just gotten really lucky. Okay, we're not worried actually at all. Whole bunch of bone dogs, not a problem because most of them are pups. We're just going to try and sneak around the side. We don't actually want to fight them if we can avoid it. A fight at this point in time is just really unnecessary. So, yep, there we go. We got past them, no problem. Ooh, there's a fight at Stack. What is going on? Bandits? I'm assuming bandits. What are the... Oh, no, bone dogs. Okay, so they have a problem with bone dogs here. Interesting. Yeah, I'm glad I don't have that problem. Bone dogs are actually really annoying to deal with because they can actually rip limbs off easier. They had just announced themselves and said that they brought the Dust King in. They couldn't help but think about how before them stood this ridiculous throne, this large wooden chair to signify how great they were compared to everyone else. Fox realized that his distrust and his disdain for the Holy Nation is well placed. These are not people that you can really trust. As he waits for the High Inquisitor, he notices that there's something very common amongst all the people here. They are all very similar, almost as if they're like a hive mind themselves. It's funny that these are a group of people that hate the hivers, hate all other species, yet they seem to act like drones. No free will, no free thought. But that is not what Fox is here to concern himself about. This is the best possible solution for the Dust King. The Dust King is a dangerous man, and if he's released anywhere other than a place where he's most likely going to be executed, there's a chance he could escape. No. The Holy Nation are an awful people, but they'll take care of him in the way that he needs to be. After a very brief conversation with the High Inquisitor, Fox agreed to a sum of $35,000 as the bounty was posted. Fox almost thought about turning him in for free, more of as a gesture that we don't want criminal scum in our territory, but he figured that might raise suspicion amongst these people, and the less people that think about Fox around here, the better. So for $35,000, the Dust King is no longer our problem, and we'll be on our way. With a few last words, the Dust King swears that Fox will be brought down one day, just like he was. The Dust King screams that Fox is nothing compared to him. From a lonely cell, the Dust King sits and thinks. How did this nobody capture him in the middle of the night, interrogate him, and turn him in so easily? Will the Dust Bandits be able to free him? From here, not likely. And thus ends the tale of the Dust King. A king dethroned. The gang rests after turning in the Dust King. It's the first time they managed to go to a bar and rest without having to worry about watching their back in quite some time. New, ever vigilant, refuses to sit and in fact takes a stand at the back of the room so he can watch everyone. He doesn't trust this town, with good reason. The Holy Nation could betray them at any moment, and it's not worth risking letting their guard down. For the night, they will enjoy some mead. They will talk and tell tales of how they managed to catch the Dusk King. And hopefully some of the locals will begin to look up to Fox and the gang. They did all this without harming too many people. They only brought to justice those that deserved it, and everyone else they mostly left alone. Several people in the tavern think that is a better way than the Holy Nation. And they mention that in the next few days, they're going to make their way to Fox's new town. Fox loves that they want to help out, but he also mentions that newcomers these days are going to be put under a more watchful eye. And he doesn't believe that them coming to his encampment is a good idea at the time. Instead, he mentions to go help Hub. Recently, on a trading visit, Oyer and Fox mentioned to the tavern keeper that they wanted to improve the town drastically. The best way to do so is to repopulate the town with people that are willing to do some work, willing to guard, willing to move in and create a better living space. That journey starts now. The Holy Nation and the Shek are the one that destroyed that town. There are many people that don't believe in either way and believe that a more neutral stance is a better way to live. Those are the people that are going to repopulate that town. Hopefully one day it can be a neutral territory amongst Shek and Holy Nation, a demilitarized zone of sorts. And if not, well, we'll deal with that when the time comes. For now, a nice drink, a nice bed, and some rest. As they were walking, just a stone's throw from the gates, behind a rock, a man announces himself. He calls himself Marty Von Masters. He claims to know many things about Fox and the gang, and says that he can help them in their goals. He is a very wealthy man. He comes from nobility of sorts. He's left his homeland in search of some of the finest people that he can imagine. People that deserve to have a legend told about them. He wants to write a book. Something that he could spread out into the world so that way everyone can know about their exploits. This Marty Von Masters says that Fox and his gang are the perfect people for his book. He wishes to come along and write about their exploits. Immediately, several red flags pop up in the heads of Fox, New, Oyer, and Ryoko. They're nice people, but they're not that naive. They know there's ulterior motives, but for now they can't discern exactly what they are. Marty seems to know a great number of things about the group. He knows about their origin, about their stories. He's followed many of their tales since their time out east. He says that his book is already on the way. He says that it doesn't matter whether or not Fox agrees to this. He's going to write the book nonetheless. He simply says that he wants it to be as accurate as possible. So today we welcome Marty to the group. Marty Von Masters, a bard, a poet, a writer. He is not a warrior by any means. He has some nice fine clothes, a little bit of armor. He says he carries a sword merely for looks and intimidation. He has no desire to use it, and in fact he doesn't even know how to use it. He's never wielded one against a foe. Today, we pick up hopefully a new friend. As the gang sets out, we tell our new friend Marty a couple of rules about the group. We're very friendly, but if you betray us, you will pay. Marty, being one to never shy away from diplomacy, chuckles and laughs, says, "Don't worry. Betrayal is not in my nature. I'm a good man, an honorable man, much like yourself. Only time will tell." And that, ladies and gentlemen, is where we're going to stop for today. So, the Dust King is taken care of. He is returned to the Holy Nation, actually. And we've managed to avoid any fights along the way. That is completely by choice. I almost got into multiple fights along the way, and they were all ones that we couldn't handle. And in fact, I was going to record it, but honestly, it was really boring because I had to just sit in one place for a very long time. So now that we're ending, what we're going to do is we're going to prepare for next time. We have our new friend, Marty Von Masters, here, and he's going to write a book about us, or so he says. He also mentions that he knows of some places to help spread the word, places where our name can get spread quite easily, where we can recruit better people, especially for the hub. He seems to be very particular about wanting to help the hub, so let's see where that goes. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.